Hey guys, it's Joel 9002. I've been toying with an idea, but I have another story for you guys. This is one of my caroling hats that I will wear to the Dickens Festival in a few weeks. It's about as close as I'll get to Christmas right now. The rest of me is a Halloween, pretty much fall, black and orange. Um, Today's story is called The Magic Room. Um, the idea I was toying with was maybe doing like different, I guess, headdress or headgear or costumes to read some of these stories. Let me know what you think. You guys know I love my comments. I love your comments too, and I like responding. But yeah, let me know what you think. Should I do some costumage to read my stories or not? Alright, so the story is called The Magic Room. My story begins at work in the fitting room. There's a lot to do: answer the phone, figure out the radio, deal with the customers in front of you, letting people in and out of fitting rooms. I love it. It keeps me busy, and I get to stretch my fashion brain noodle, which feels great. When I work, those doors are always locked. My fitting room doors have to be locked. It helps me keep the clothes fitting critters in. Don't be alarmed. These critters are not harmful, and their one job in life is to help people fit into clothes. That will show your inner beauty. If you have little to no inner beauty, your clothes will never fit right. At least not in my room. These creatures appeared on a day after one of the many festivals that had happened at a campground nearby. Only I know how they work and how to treat the critters so they live. The woman that brought these misties, that's what I call them, said she caught them in her clothes closet. They act like the carb monsters that go in your closet and make your clothes smaller. Only they make the clothes look good on you. The reason they only work with your inner beauty is because that's where they get to see what you want to look like. How the carb monsters were morphed by the customer was she gave them cake and ice cream, and they switched and started loving dairy products instead of carbs. It changed their chemical composition somehow, and made them have sympathy and mercy on their victims. Also, it equipped them with emotions for better interpretation for true inner beauty. How they survive in my fitting room is beyond my comprehension. I have no idea. I don't know if I had a customer with a million school kids shopping, that room is the one to put them in, because that's where that's where everything fits, and she gets done the quickest, and she stays happy, and the kids are happy. And it's the same thing for my plus size people looking for just the right comfy pants or shirt. The more pure and beautiful your heart is, the more comfortable the clothes will be. There are two ways to kill my misties. One way is to use harshly scented detergents or extra added chemicals. The other way is to have a cold, jaded heart. I had the secret to bringing them back from that kind of situation, if ever it happened. Before I left on vacation for 3 states north, I left specific instructions on how to keep the Misties alive. But I love my coworkers, but I told them, and they thought I was just telling another story. So by the time I got back to work a week later, and I can't say I was surprised, but my once magic fitting room was cold and gray, and no matter how many different sizes women would try in the same brand, none of them would fit. The people of the town started to give up, but gave me the motivation to open my own custom-made clothing store, where if I wanted to, I could charge $2 more for extra small sizes. But I wouldn't do that. But I would specialize in plus size and cosplay. Half the store would be everyday wear, and half plus size seasonal cosplay. Either way, any and all clothing in my store would fit. And the woman from the festival at the campground was there for my grand opening, and she brought me more misties and wished me luck in my new shop. And we have been in business now for 4 decades. For as long as I can remember, the campground woman would come and check on her misties, which would brighten them up and refresh them. And since business was going well, I would give her a cut of the profits. No, no, no. She never demanded or asked it, or said I owed her. and she never expected it. I look at it this way. A stranger that gave her misties for no reason and not ask for money or anything for them. Another person that paid it forward. This is something the world needs. Is people putting thought into other people. Just because you have outer beauty doesn't mean that you have it on the inside. Just because you're ugly on the outside, like me, doesn't mean you have to be ugly on the inside either. I had a teacher who once told me that the ugly part of a person is not the outside, but it could be how they talk to people. I've thrown enough clothes. Oh, have I thrown enough cliches at you guys yet? Needless to say, my family store outlasted the chain store, and it was there all the way up until the natural gas explosion that took out half the town of Deadwood. Thankfully, no one was hurt, and the town was able to rebuild a perfect replica of the buildings, including my clothing shop. This is when I realized that the Misties weren't doing all the work. It was my fashion noodle and my great people that faithfully worked for me. You see, we weren't open on the weekends or holidays, and we still survived. Once I realized this, the woman who was old as me never came back, even though I would look for her at the festival. So I just saved her money in an envelope every year. By the time I retired, I was a millionaire. And I finally, after hiring an investigator to find out where the woman had disappeared to, I had found out that she had died a long time ago, just after the town blew up. But I also found out that she used to give her money to charity. And so once I found out which one it was that she gave it to, that is where I sent all the money I was holding for her, plus the years after that. If someone is nice to you, pay it forward. What do you have to lose? This is Troll 9002, signing off and hitting the hay for another day. Please, if it's only one person, just be nice. Like and subscribe if you dare. I love reading comments and replying to them. Thanks for participating in my channel, listening to my nonsense, and turning in. Until next page, take care.